So what you're going to see in just a little moment is just from a client's perspective of one of our dog training classes. And this dog training class had a mixture of everything from little dogs to big dogs, serious dogs, dogs with serious issues that would kill a dog. There was some serious dogs in this little video that you're going to see. And I'm working with one dog, Walter, who I'm quite heavy-handed with Walter, you know, at the beginning, because just before this video, the reason I took him from his owner is because he nearly pulled her completely off her feet. Walter would see a dog of any distance. As soon as he's caught vision, he's having that dog and wants to just go right through that dog. Very serious dog. So this is real life. This is unedited, just to show you and just to see not just him, but other dogs within the class. But just to give you an idea of what class are like and what you can accomplish. Walter now, just so you know, we will get a follow-up video so you can see. But he is doing amazing now. He can walk very happily, easily with 30 other dogs. And his owner, Janet's having wonderful success. But this is we show real life stuff. And yeah, hope you enjoy.
Guys, what I want you to do is do one more of what you're doing, then you're going to come in, take your dog's leash. What you're going to work on for the next couple of minutes is a bit more tricky, but you're only focusing on your own dog, okay? Nobody else's dogs. Which is, the goal is to walk around, so we're going to be in this sort of circumference, going to stay within this sort of distance of each other, but you're going to walk just random directions. So we're going to stay within this bubble. You'll maybe walk, you'll just pick a direction, but your goal is to have your dog in that heel. And you want to be able to use the leash as little as possible. So I might go here and then just change direction and go here. I might go right, I'm going to go here. I might walk backwards, go here. You're just going to change direction. You might decide to walk out of the group and then come back in. So it's going to be quite messy. Okay? Right here. What are we looking for? We want the 1 second rule. 1 second rule is, as soon as you're 1 second out of your dog's peripheral vision, they can't see you, your dog should be going, where are you? If not, they're not caring about you, they're caring about what they want. Okay? So if you do that and you're out with their vision and they don't pay attention to you and follow you, you apply the speeding ticket. Okay? Which in this case is either leash pop, remote collar, whatever your normal, heel touch, whatever. So the way you know if your dog's really in tune with you is if you're obviously in their vision and then you move out of it and they don't move, then they're not really caring about you, okay? So you make them care and go, no, it matters because I paid for your food, okay? If you find it's quite easy with your dog on leash, then make more of a line, or off leash or remote collar or whatever, okay? Be aware of each other's space. This will be tricky when there's 4, 5, 6 of you passing through the middle. Be respectful of each other's space. If anything, apply pressure to your dog. Grab the lead, high e-collar, whatever, okay? So I'm just going to move out. When I say you'll just start and walk into the middle, I guess that's a good way to start, because everyone will just start walking into the middle and around. But your goal is to walk and your dog is just with you. When you move, the dog's with you. Now, for example, there, Walter, I'm moving away, 1 second rule, and he's not coming. But he's also not going crazy, so I'm not going to pop his head off or whack him high recall or anything like that. Try and work on, I think the dog needs this amount of pressure to get their attention, okay? But it's a fine line because you're trying to get the dog to respond to you and not make the mistake again. So you have to apply a certain amount of correction to make you think, I don't want to do it again. But at the same time, we're not trying to be harsh or nasty or overbearing. So it's a little, there's a fine line there that you've got to work on, okay? And the only way you do is by getting to know and move with your dog better. I did my tip for this morning. I don't know if you saw it on my social media. Was what was my tip today? I think it was about walking with your dog in migration mode, travelling state. So you should be able to walk along with your dog just most of the time, especially right now if they're confined to a lead. Then most of the time that dog, when they're on a lead, should be travelling. Migration, okay? If your dog is always on a lead right now, of course you want to give them some freedom and let them go and sniff and feed dogs. But dogs, when they travel, remember, dogs like men, they only think of one thing at once. So it's just we think of the most important thing. But you have to have it where they're just like a travelling state, migration mode, okay? Be aware of any dogs that might trigger your dog. So for example, 1, 2, let's have a great Rami. Anyone else? Maybe with Rose, a little she's powerful. Be aware of the tougher ones. Well, that one's easier for me. I'll work through that. That one's tougher for me. I'll either avoid it right now or I'm heading for it. But just be more aware. Okay? So I'm going to move. Walter, come. So I'm going to be here. I'm going to come in and join you in a wee second. I want you guys just to start walking into the middle and around and having your dog learn to walk to you with you. Okay? So you're just walking around with them and then maybe walking backwards, recalling, whatever. You're not going to do sits or downs or anything yet, okay? You're just keeping the dog moving. And you're trying to ideally have where the dog's giving you eye contact, okay? I would expect maybe when you're turning or changing direction or you're changing movement, you can say to your dog, you know, Walter heel, Walter round, Walter down, whatever. Just focus almost right now on getting the behaviour you want, then add a name to it, okay?
I feel like I'm almost like dragging. You're going to add in sits and downs to your dog. So randomly whenever you want, you're going to sit your dog, good them, walk on. You're going to down them, good them, walk on. No, come. No. Yeah, he went right through a gauntlet there. So I realised I took two of him on one side and then the other. And now it's your turn.